What's up, YouTube? This is my video of my Blackout XTE Pro. Everybody that has one may know, great truck, handles awesome, ton of torque, but the bodies are not very sturdy. This body got shattered on the second or third use, right there. First day, cracked it on the back. Actually, buddy did, not me. Chad Simpson, not to call out any names. So I've taken, oh, well, wait a minute. Then I took it the second time, split it up through the side. Anyway, the bodies aren't worth a lick. So what I've done is I've taken black Gorilla Tape, relined the whole inside of it. Just take it covered as much as you can. And then what you got is something that they should have put out to begin with. And that's a solid body. Haven't had any issues with it since I did that. Only put the tape on top here because some of the cracks this had pushed through on my top. When I flipped, I'd actually pull the top mount off, so I didn't want it rubbing. But normally I don't like to put tape on the outside of my bodies. Anyhow, the only thing I did is I cut the headlights, look a little tougher in the front without those big bulky headlights. That was a rough draft. Probably gonna be ordering some and doing up some of these with some custom stuff like that. Take requests as well. Got this here, Terremoto 10. Truck that's not released yet by Red Cat. Awesome body. Actually had to be modified a little bit here for it to fit correctly to this. When the torque of the XTE Pro kicks in, this whole body drops down, which makes it hit the tires. Wheel fenders should be about out to here. Just can't do it with the modifications I had to do. Had to drill my own holes, line everything up correctly. Very easy to do. But this particular body will not be on it when I do any bashing. That's what I got the crash body for. So you got your good body here, you got your trash body here. No bashing, bashing. So, what we're looking at here, problem with this is, if we can see this or not, they should lift it up. The fenders for the Blackout XTE Pro don't go all the way back to the back of the bumper. As you can see, if you hit something high back here, you're going to crack your body probably. Same thing in the front. There's the stock bumper, and this obviously extends over. So if you were to hit something, pressure all would flex right there. You start doing a cartwheel, anything crazy like that, you're gonna shatter your pretty body. Anyway, so what I've done here, I got some modifications to this as well. This will be my show, I guess show top you want to call it. Something I put on when I just want to drive around and play around in the snow, or play around a little bit in the wet pavement, or a little bit of grass. Something I ain't gonna be doing no jumping or bashing with, that I can really take a chance of messing it up, because it is a really nice body. Let's look underside. Alright, let's get this body off and show you what I've got under here. I'll try to do this with this camera. I don't know, I've got the other one on backup just in case. Now, being I do have the halos LEDs on the front. Just put them in today, and I went with just a standard, came with the controller receiver here, standard red and white for the reverse and brake. Left the other garbage ones kind of off there. I didn't want turn signals and all. So take this off. What I got here is also, I don't know if we can see that or not. Let's get in the light. It's all black Gorilla taped as well. I got all my wiring. Here, I'm actually going to take the body physically off But what that does, all my light kits just plug in right to there. Lost you there on focus. Plug in right there. It's got a Y cable that just basically lets you servo and the ESC into that, and then basically it just transmits it. But let's get this body off and take a closer look. So just unclip this and unclip, which is this one. That is my, that was the, oh, I must have already collected it. Yep, already got it. So those were the two to go into 1 and 2. They replaced by this one, and then you just take these and plug them back in where they were. Ground's always towards the back, so if you ever get confused taking it out, the ground wire goes towards the rear of the truck, so that way, yeah, you don't have any issues when you boot it up. Now let's take a look at this. I don't know if you can see it well. Again, black Gorilla Tape. This body is much thicker than the XTE Pro, so I mean, you can, I mean, it's kind of pointless now, but people that have the XTE Pro know what that sound is, and that this is more like something you would get in the Traxxas or something a little bit heavier body like the Stampede would be or something. Again, we're talking Red Cat fractions of the dollar of Traxxas, so I am not comparing the two by far. I'm not mad at them. I found a working solution, and trust me, it works, and I'm happy with it now. So again, live and learn. I'll be getting a new body to replace my crash body just so I can smash it and crash it. My halos, I have kind of just taped them down. I put the body tape down first, put them in through the holes, slowly bored them out just to get the right. You don't want to get them too big, you don't want them too small, so you gotta slowly follow away at it just to get them the right size. Yeah, usually I cover the holes and deal with drilling them out, and you always get a lot of residue that comes up through them, so I didn't want that with this one, so I just left it where I kind of squared them out. But either way, there's so much support there around that you know, what happened to me on that, it's impossible to happen on this. I tried to put a drill through. I decided to do the rear lights after the fact, and I'd already taped this, and I could barely, you know, the Gorilla Tape came up with it, so I had to like push the Gorilla Tape down to get the drill to go through it. So it's very tough stuff, which is why I recommend using that particular brand. Don't use duct tape. There's so many different grades of duct tape, it's just crap. I mean, you get the wrong stuff and it's coming off when it gets wet. Speaking of being wet, I took the remote, or this is the receiver for the LED lights, wrapped it in a plastic bag, folded the plastic bag under, put some Gorilla Tape on that, kind of squared it in. Yeah, you can pull it off. It's sitting on top of other Gorilla Tape. It'll be a little sticky and hard, but I don't plan on having to get to it too often. This truck body probably won't be on my vehicle again for, you know, who knows how long. I'm possibly selling it as it is. I'm probably going to, yeah, have a different couple toys. I got the Volcano EPX Pro. I got a lot of hop-ups on it, so don't really need this one. Kind of wanted to get this body because it crashed that body up. I probably will get it again once they come back in stock, or a little bit after that. But yeah, I'm going to let it go. Like I said, I smashed my body up here. I could, you know, somebody, they're hot right now. Now's the time to sell if you're going to sell it. So, and I love my truck. I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. She's a pretty truck. Runs great. I don't have anything bad to say about this for the dollar spent. You know what I mean? Like, I can be picky. Everybody can be picky. For the dollar spent, this is a great truck. I mean, dollar for dollar. This body cost me about $189 shipped when I bought it, right before holidays. It's a great body, great frame, great truck. Like I said, love it for the price I paid for it. Obviously, they're going up with the price increases that Red Cat's had. Yeah, so plus people are inflated the price right now of them because they are so hot and people know about them now. So yeah, once you get your hand on that trigger, it feel it. You go, you got your little receiver, you got your box, you got your gauges, you can close it up, little short stubby antenna, you know, the perfect nice grip control rubber. Takes I think 6 AA's, 8 maybe, could be 8. I gotta use rechargeables, don't bother me none. So yeah, great controller. When you're comparing this to, let's say, the Rustler VXL, okay, Rustler VXL, nice traction truck, basically probably about the same wheelbase. That's Rustler's brushless. Comes with an NIMH battery, whereas this one comes with the LiPo 2S. It comes with 32 milliamp. I mean, I don't power it hard the whole time. Sometimes I do. You get about gassing it on pavement, just up and down, slow, taking it doing jumps and things like that. You get about half an hour. Could get a little bit more if you're not running it hard the full time, or even part of the time. If you're gassing it, if you go out in snow, things like that, or if you're taking it around a track, you're probably going to get about 7-10 minutes out of it. But then, you know, like I said, most people aren't doing that anyway, so the upgrade ones are a little bit better. You get a little more longer ride time out of them, but regardless, it comes with the LiPo 2S and the charger to charge that battery. So that's one plus already over the Traxxas VXL. Also, the motor, okay, give or take, I think the Rustler's a little bit bigger of a motor, not much, but counting that, we'll give that a plus to them for right now. ESC, things like that. I mean, those are so close to each other, it doesn't really matter. I mean, the ESC can handle it, that's all that matters. It's giving power to it, battery, all that stuff doesn't matter as far as that goes. Suspension, yeah, they might have a little bit hopped up things. What you get with this suspension, though, is nothing you can get with anybody else. You get the suspension, this knuckle, this bar here, it's a sport beam, all this stuff, your front bumper unit, your rear plates are different, your shocks, all that stuff is the exact same part on every single tire. So what that means is I will sell you a frame that looks like this, minus the motor, minus the ESC, minus the servo, minus the battery, minus the charger, and optional minus the tires, depending upon which one you would choose. So you buy the whole chassis from me, I give it to you for a great price. It's about roughly $280–300 worth of parts if you broke down every single part on this truck and bought it at the manufacturer's suggested value. So you take about 25% off of it, basically, for eBay people that are selling them. Worst case scenario, let's just talk about you're getting a hell of a deal. You're getting it for 50% off. So 50% off of the cost of all the vehicles that are roughly, we're calling it about $280 to be cheap, $300. So we'll say $150. You get 50% off. $150 worth of parts. That's more than the cheaper truck would be to buy and just get rid of that motor. That's not worth a lick. Period. That's kind of the philosophy with that, is for basically what I just told you would cost about $150 at your cheapest possible price buying for all those parts. And that's probably not even including the tires, which go for about $60 MSRP. I'm selling the frames themselves for $60 with the tires for $80. So you're getting $60 worth of tires for $80 total, including the chassis. So the only thing you wouldn't get are the top mounts and body mounts, because I take these and give them to customers who want the SUV body, might have a truck body. Vice versa, if I do it with the truck body, I'll keep those mounts and sell them with the truck body. So you won't be getting a body, you won't be getting a receiver, but I'm able to save you that money that you don't need. And then for $60 minus your tires, you break anything. You break a shock, you break a right control arm, your rear tire goes out. Let's say you use all three of these up and your right front arm breaks, or your front suspension cracks, or your control arm goes out. Any wheel that still has that part that you need off of it, you can take off and use for any side. That is one thing, just one thing, that is hugely different from Traxxas, but it's a huge difference. I mean, you can't deny the difference that would make versus having three of these in stock, one of these in stock, one and none of these in stock, and this one be the one to break. and then all of a sudden, you know, you can't do anything with it because you don't have the right one. And I think most of the Traxxas are right and left, but regardless, you know, this is any. Also, 4-wheel drive, Traxxas VSL, 2-wheel drive. Again, so we've narrowed down the fact that it may be a little bit better parts that they put in, more like hop-up parts that go into that with the Traxxas. Basically still Traxxas names, so there's multi more upgrades you can get, just like there will be with this in the future. We're giving up the hop-up parts and things for right now compared to the Traxxas, talking price-wise, for the interchangeability of, is that even a word? Interchangeability? Probably. Sounds good. We're going to be able to replace things like that. You can't beat that right now. So it's great to have a whole chassis of stuff you can do that, and you can grab anything you need at any time. You lose a screw, you lose body pin, you know, on the inside here, you lose your cover. Anything you get, you have access to like that. It's awesome. So again, we're covering our basis on the VXL. Alright, we're comparing the VXL mainly because it's the closest thing besides the Stampede, which we can get into that, but I kind of think the Volcano EPX Pro is more like the Stampede, which, again, I mean, we can talk numbers. It's ridiculous. They can't even hold water to the prices that Red Cat's throwing at you. And I mean, I can show you that too. Again, not trying to make this video that long, but I mean, there's so much to say in so little time. I mean, I love these trucks so much, and can't really say enough good things about them. For the dollar spent again. Still haven't had any issues with this one. Haven't really ran it really hard. It's been up on the shelf a little bit. I was down a day or two from my body cracking. Like I said, I just bought it a couple weeks before Christmas. So it's not very old, but had some fun with it in the time I had it. Learned a lot while I had it, so that's what I'm trying to help everybody out. So this is what it looks like lit up. I take a little bit extra time doing this, make sure I got everything lined up the way I wanted it. Now these are flashing because the control's not on, but that's just I guess some startup mode the receiver has. But I mean, they came with the LED kit. I mean, it was like what was it, 15 bucks maybe on eBay, and the halos were separate. I'll show you them in a second. The halos, I think they were 10 bucks, something like that. Well worth it. Came with some turn signals and a couple other blue bulbs. Don't really know what they were for, but I didn't want to get all crazy. I didn't need turn signals every time I hit the right or left. It's bad enough. The downfall of this right here is every time you go to brake, especially as it's getting dark, your white lights come on as well as your brake lights when you're braking on hard. So it kind of takes away the effect. You're really not going in reverse yet, but yet it, you know, it's showing that it is. So that was a little downfall, but I mean, I could disconnect that if I get bored with it. So again, these halos here actually plug into the ECS and servo port. So you could actually just get those and throw them on any truck, any body that you would want. It's an awesome touch. I actually plan on adding maybe some white or maybe some blue ones, something on here. Put them on, and maybe like a fog light down here each, just because I got 2 open ports on my ECS and servo. And hey, you know what? Might as well. Anyhow, all right. So let's check out these halos. Alright, so here we got the halos. You can see them, let's see here. Let's get this light off real quick. Gives you a little bit better shot. I mean, come on, man. It doesn't get much better than that if you're into this stuff. Call me a nerd, call me a geek. This is tight. You can't admire your own work. Whose can you admire, you know? Again, might as well while the light's off. Sorry for the dimness. Got the reverse lights here. Just touch the remote, it'll pull it reverse. And since you do that, it does something to reverse, doesn't actually go. So I can kick it back and show you what it would look like with just brake lights. So I mean, it's a nice touch, and then you throw it reverse, but bam. See, that's the problem when gear kicked up. Also, had to modify these a little bit. You can check me out as well. I'm going to be modifying these also, and selling them on my site as well. So check me out on that. Keep you posted. But these are the LED hubs. Do not fit stock, but they can be custom. I mean, it doesn't. When you see that thing, man, the red riding around a little bit in dusk. It's a pretty nice sight. I get a lot of comments. A lot of people love it. Gets me talking about it. And since I'm a dealer, I like to talk about it. So I spend most of my days explaining RC parts and vehicles. So again, this is all custom work. I mean, you have to really cut this body out to make it fit really well. Same thing here. I have 2 extra bodies. I don't have them on me right now. They're actually at my full-time job. But like I said, you know, I mean, I'm not flawless. This one here is my first go at it. I mean, it's perfect. It's for me. I mean, it looks great. But you can't be perfect. You know what I mean? I didn't have the right scissors. Probably I should have, but I think I did a pretty good job. My first go at cutting out this body a little bit more. I had it looking really good. I mean, flawless almost before I had to modify it to fit. So, alright. This is my Terremoto 10 conversion from the Blackout. Oh, also let me add this real quick. The tires for the Terremoto 10 will not fit this truck. The hub on the inside, the ring is an outside nut that goes over it, and it's a little bit bigger of a hex that comes out. You pretty much have to rebuild the whole shaft to get it done. But if anybody wants to play around with the brushless motor and the ESC that's on Red Cat's website, hey, I can get them a little bit cheaper for you. But also, that is a 3S LiPo ready brushless motor and ESC 60 amp. So if you want to run this at 3S LiPos, go at it. That's what you can do. I mean, it's a little bit pricey, but this truck for some reason is still off the market and still not being sold. So we're to the point right now where people like me are doing this stuff because I've been wanting this truck for so long, and gotta sit there and look at it and not be able to get it. But now I got it my own way. It isn't perfect, like I said, but I wouldn't want to crash and bash this body anyway. I have this one, plus I'm going to order a truck that has the lower mounts as well, and I'm going to get one of the Blackout XTE blue pickup beds as well. But I can get all that stuff. If you need it, let me know. I'm going to be selling some bodies of some chassis breakdowns. I'm going to be selling whole chassis for replacement parts. If you need anything, if you break anything on these, you basically have a whole chassis of parts to basically just pull a part off and put it on your truck, and saving hundreds of dollars, literally. Costs about $280, almost $300. I estimate it in the parts that I can leave on this vehicle, and sell them as a chassis. So you can get in contact with me. I'll give you some more information on that as well, and that's including tires, of course. So you have spare tires if you burn it up on pavement. Mine got a little bit burned up a little bit more on pavement. I mean, they're pretty new, but that's my thing. I got a big cord out front, so I got to drive it on pavement more than dirt. It is fun in the dirt, though. I don't like to get my trucks dirty, and I clean them up instantly, so dirt sometimes isn't my friend. But anyway, this is my YouTube video, my Terremoto 10 conversion for the Blackout XTE Pro. If you guys have any questions, please hit me up. My links are in the comment section. If you have any questions, again, thanks.